What's up, everybody? It's Pino here from Get Wisdom. In this video, we're going to be talking about the best and the worst side hustles that you can consider stepping into in 2025 and beyond. How do I know that these are the best and the worst side hustles that ever existed? Because I have done all of these side hustles myself. In fact, I've done very, very good with some of them. I've done very, very terrible, and a bunch of other people have done very terrible with others. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down a number of different side hustles. I'm going to give you the pros and cons, and then I'm going to be breaking them down into a tier list. S being superb, like the number one, this is the best. E being the worst, like please stay away from this. Do yourself a favor and don't get into that. And by the way, I have saved the best, most easiest, most profitable side hustle for the last. So make sure to stay around to the end because you don't want to miss that one. Let's get into it. So the first side hustle we're going to be talking about is an SMMA, or in other words, a social media marketing agency. Now, this is kind of cool. The very first business that I started was a social media marketing agency. What is an SMMA? So this is the kind of business, if you have any kind of skills with social media, maybe you got a knack for Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, maybe you're pretty decent at writing emails, or you're on top of it with text reminders or something like that. If you can have the ability to learn the language and learn the voice of that specific business or brand and communicate that in their social media, there's a ton of businesses or brands or people out there who they're not looking to have like a chief marketing officer, like somebody who's like, they're doing this gigantic big operation for them in the marketing. They're just looking for some help with social media. And the cool part is that you can sell these kind of services to people. They'll pay you anywhere from like $1,500, $3,000. The highest package that I had was 10 grand. The lowest one I had was 3 grand. Since this was my first business that I ever started, an SMMA, it was pretty cool. I think we made $900,000 in the first 6 months, just doing what I'm about to tell you about here in the video. And it was pretty cool. You know, on the low side, they pay me 3 grand. On the high side, they pay me 10 grand. And it was pretty awesome. So let's talk about the pros and cons, because maybe an SMMA could be a potential good fit for you. So pro number one, what is pretty cool about the SMMA model? Number one, looking at my notes here, you can scale this company pretty quickly if you have the correct systems in place. And having the correct system in place is critical to scaling this, because yes, it's easier to scale if you can keep up with all the communication of, like, let's say you have 5 clients and they all need Instagram, they all need YouTube, they all need emails, they all need posting at specific times. If you can set up systems that can manage all of that correctly, then it's pretty lucrative, right? You can scale pretty big, especially when you start helping people get results like, wow, she helped my Instagram grow, or wow, you know, because we're more consistent on emails, we're getting more customers. And then they start telling people about it, and you know, they tell their friend, and then their friend hires you or whatever it is. So you can potentially scale this up fairly quickly if you have the right systems. Pro number 2, okay? You could potentially make some great monthly residual income with an SMMA. Because think about it, you know, these companies, these brands, they're hiring you, they're not paying you once to manage their social media forever. They want this done on a monthly basis, right? So maybe your package includes, like, we're going to give you X amount of posts, X amount of emails, whatever, X amount of consulting calls, and you price them and tier them according to whatever service you're offering. And, you know, if you have, like I said, my lowest client was 3 grand and my highest one was 10, and I had 30 clients at the height of my SMMA. So not too shabby, you know, you can make 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand a month pretty quickly. If your lowest package is 3 grand a month and you've got 10 clients, you're making 30 grand a month. That's not too shabby. So I think that's a definite pro of an SMMA. If you have skills to help people with social media, with marketing, emails, text messages, posting, maybe writing a script, it could be a good fit for you. And then the third pro that I really like about the SMMA model is it's pretty easy to get social proof. Like I just said, you know, if you have a knack for this and you're helping people get results, they're going to love it. Like, think about it. If you're posting emails for them consistently because they're too busy to actually run the business, and the more emails you're posting for them, the more clients they're getting, they're going to rave, right? Or, wow, our Instagram account or Facebook account grew from 200 followers to 1,000 followers in the past 2 months just because we're posting value and we're telling people about our product or service. This was awesome. Then they tell your friend about it, or they make you a video, or they write a quote. So it is a very simple way. Like when you actually help people, it's a simple way to get social proof. And then again, you can roll it in and continue to scale and maybe raise your prices. So 3 pros right there. Definitely has the potential to scale if you have the right systems, potential good monthly residual income, and it's easy to get social proof. But now let's talk about the cons, because social media marketing agency definitely has some cons. What are the cons? Okay. First con that sticks out to me after building my SMMA, this takes a lot of time. I had no clue actually when I first started my SMMA. I didn't know it took so long, right? Especially in the beginning, because while you're like hustling and getting these clients, again, let's say you do get 3 or 5 clients off the bat and you are able to help them. Well, yes. Remember I said one of the pros, if you have the systems in the beginning, you have to develop your systems, and it's kind of hard when like these 3 brands have fires. I wanted this color on my post and I didn't tell you to post it 2. I wanted you to post it 2:30 or whatever it is. And then this guy's like, yo, I'm not happy with the email that you wrote. It's not really capturing my voice. It sounds like a weird person wrote it. That's not me. Can you rewrite these? And then this person's like, hey, instead of doing, 1 text per week or whatever, I want to do 5 this week, and hurry, we have a promotion. So if you can manage all of this stuff, and then on top of that, maybe you're top tier, you're also offering consulting. So on top of managing all of this, these services for people, if you're also consulting and doing phone calls in the beginning, it's got to be you. But that is a definite con. It takes a lot of time. I remember at the worst part of me trying to build my marketing agency, I was giving probably 80 to 90 hours a week, easy, like on a low week, just because I'm doing everything for everyone. I'm building my systems. I'm not quite at the point where I can hire a staff member yet. We're almost there, but we're not quite. So it's still all me. I'm doing the calls. I'm doing the sale. I'm still trying to get people as clients myself. I'm doing all the work. So this can take a lot of time. So be prepared for that. Con number 2, the communication can get hard as you grow. Again, I cannot stress the idea of systems for this specific business, because again, let's say you actually grow and you have 10 clients now. Well, the same problem that you had with the 5 of like, we all have fires, we all have emergencies, and we want to launch this. Now just double it. If you had 5 clients and it was a little rough, well, with 10, if you don't have those systems, it's going to be really, really hard to keep up with all the communication and all the deadlines. So you need systems, you need staff, and there's just a fine line with the SMMA model to where you can only do so much by yourself until you absolutely need a staff, a system, and you absolutely have to be on top of the communication, the spreadsheets, etc. So if you're not really like a spreadsheet kind of details-ish person, this might be hard for you to scale in the beginning, or you could just risk and invest and hire that person right off the bat if that's not you. And it could potentially work, but it is a con. It's just, I remember the communication, they're always bombarding with fires, promotions, this color, that color. I want it different. It's part of the game, and it's part of how you serve, but communication can get a little bit tricky on this. And then the third con, oh man, this one, I'm hurting. I'm feeling the dagger, remembering the dagger on this one. The same way that it could be potentially easy to scale this thing if you have the right systems. Well, as fast as an SMMA could potentially grow is also as fast as it could potentially like burn to the ground as well. I remember when it was time for me to kind of wrap up my marketing agency, I ran it for a couple of years and it did great for a while, but when it was time to wrap up, man, that thing wrapped up quickly. And I was here for it, because I was ready to move on. But man, I'm telling you this, because, and this is part of the third con of it could end as fast as it starts, because marketing agencies are kind of a commodity these days. Like everyone has a marketing agency. Basically, people are just looking for who can deliver for the cheapest price. And if you do the exact same services as them at the exact same level, but their price is smaller or cheaper than yours, you're a commodity, man. And so someone might be like, yo, they're going to do the same services for me. And instead of paying you $3,000 a month, I can pay them $2,500 a month. Sorry, it's just business. And that's just the game there. So with all of this being said, considering the pros, considering the cons, I am actually going to rank the social media marketing agency as a C tier side hustle for 2025, meaning it's not the worst business that you could start in 2025. It's definitely not the best. Considering all things with the pros and the cons, taking that in consideration, it might be good for you. It might not be good for you. So take all of that into consideration and let's go on to the next.
Hey, I hope you're enjoying the training. I wanted to take a few moments real quick to invite you to join me for my upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge, okay? This is a 5-day live virtual event where I invite entrepreneurs or would-be entrepreneurs just like you to come spend 5 days with me and get live training on the 5 moves that anyone can take in order to scale and skyrocket their business and their revenue. Now, the best way to join is as a VIP, because VIPs get to spend an extra hour with me every single day and ask your questions live. My most successful students have all been VIPs. That's the best way to join. Listen, you don't want to miss the upcoming Create and Sell Digital Products 5-day challenge. It's completely live. It's coming up right around the corner. Click the link down below in the description. Grab your ticket today. Now back to the training.
All right, guys, the next side hustle we're going to be talking about is e-commerce. What is e-commerce? Essentially, this is a business where you can create a product and then sell it through places like Shopify or Amazon FBA, or you can even sell through Walmart now, TikTok Shop. So basically what people are doing with e-commerce, I would even say things like drop shipping fall into the category of e-commerce. People create brands and then they sell them online. This could be anything from like a t-shirt business, or maybe you're like, I'm going to sell blenders and my blender brand is going to be called Blended Up. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just making it up. But so you create these products, then you sell them online, and it's e-commerce. Me and my wife had a pretty strong e-commerce brand for a couple of years, made a bunch of money with it. And let's talk about the pros and the cons, because I've been there, done that. Let's talk about what's good about it, and let's talk about what's bad about it. So pro number one, okay? When the brand gets established, and that is imperative that I really stress that, when the brand gets established, and only when the brand gets established, a pro of an e-commerce company is you can start making some pretty decent semi-passive income. I'll say semi-passive income, because after the brand gets established and people know about your brand, or, they love your shirts, they love your whatever mugs, they love your blender from Blended Up, and you're established. Well, it comes to a point where you just kind of have, momentum, and you have sale velocity just because people are aware of your brand and they buy from you over and over. They're telling their friends. And when I say semi-passive income, it's just a matter of like keeping the machine well oiled and restocking up and reordering and rerunning it through the system and reselling. So if you remember, one of the cons of having an SMMA was it's going to take a ton of time. In the beginning with e-commerce, it can take some time, but eventually as you get it established, really doesn't take that much time. So it can become semi-passive. That's a very, very strong pro for an established e-commerce brand. Second pro I would say is every product can become an income producing asset. So meaning, like, again, let's say Blended Up, right? Your brand is Blended Up and you do blenders. Well, you could have like a cool blender that everybody loves. This is just an example. Everyone loves the blender. And then you could start another product, which is maybe like one of those mini smoothie, Ninja, whatever they are, the smoothie blender, like the small ones. Maybe that's a secondary product. And then maybe you also have like, a protein shake tumbler where people can put their water and powder in there and just do the tumbler. All three of those, if the brand is established, all three of those can be income producing assets, like the blender itself, the small protein blender, and then the tumbler or whatever. All three of those can sell individually, and this one makes you money, that one makes you money, that one makes you money. And that is absolutely possible. And that is a very strong pro with having an e-commerce business. Okay. And then the third pro of an e-commerce business is If the brand gets strong enough, again, this is like, it's imperative. I have to re-say that with e-commerce. If and when the brand gets strong enough, and only if and when the brand gets strong enough, you can eventually sell your e-commerce company for a pretty nice multiple. I'm talking like 3x, 5x. I've even heard of people selling their e-commerce companies for 10 to 12x off of top line gross revenue. So, you know, if your company was doing $1 million, you know, in sales, like mine was, you could potentially, depending on the brand, depending on your mailing list, depending on, you know, the following and the brand strength, etc. Again, imperative if you're established, but depending on a couple of like nuances like that, if you're pretty strong, people will buy it, man. And you can absolutely sell and exit and make a pretty decent chunk of money. And that is a pro of e-commerce. Let's talk about the cons. Okay. What are the cons of e-commerce? I would tell you this right now. I think the cons, some of these are pretty heavy. Okay. So con number one for me, there is just too many variables that are outside of your control. What does that mean? Think about this. Okay. So the way that e-commerce works is you have to manufacture, right? You have to find a cheap enough manufacturer who can produce a quality level of products. You're not just selling, you know, junk garbage to people. No one's going to talk about you if you sell junk. You have to sell something good. But then you also have to find somebody who can manufacture something that's high quality for the cheapest price possible. And then there's all these different steps that go from that to your potential client receiving the actual product. Things like, you know, to save costs, you're going to order from overseas. And then to save costs, you don't want to fly it here. You want to ship it here on an actual boat. And then, you know, it has to come through customs. And then after customs, it has to make it to the warehouse. And after the warehouse, somebody has to scan it in and blah, 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 blah. All those different things. I'll tell you this, it was crazy. I put in an order one time in my e-commerce business. I just put in a stock reorder and somebody scanned the order wrong. And I lost thousands and thousands of dollars just because they scanned the order wrong at the dock. And I called everybody. I was hunting it down and no one knew what to tell me. And all they could tell me was, oh man, I'm sorry, Mr. Pino. It looks like somebody scanned something, the order wrong. No one knows where the pallet of your thing is at. And I'm just so sorry. We don't know where it's at. I'm like, what? So that is one of the like 8 bajillion million variables in between the, you know, the concept and the delivery of the actual product. There's so much going on in the middle that this is actually the main reason why I stopped doing my e-commerce company, just because there's too many variables that are outside of your control. You have to rely on so many people doing a perfect job in order for the whole process to work just for you to make the sale. So I really dislike that con. There's too much out of your control. Con number 2, this is really bad. Every new product that you start with e-commerce, it's a gamble, man. Like, let's talk about blend it up again. And I don't know why I always have to do blend it up. But let's say you're like, I'm starting blend it up, and you launch the blender. It doesn't guarantee that people are going to be like, this is the best blender that ever existed. No one's going to guarantee that happens for you. Like, in fact, everyone might be like, who the heck cares about your blender? I'm with Blendomatic, and I hate Blend It Up, and Blendomatic is better. And so every item that you come up with in your e-commerce brand, every single one of them is a gamble, man. And you're rolling the dice every time. And I will tell you this, it's an expensive gamble because it takes thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get your e-commerce brand off the ground. That leads me to con number 3. And I'm telling you this, e-commerce is a very capital heavy business to start. It takes lots of money to get an e-commerce brand off the ground. And it takes even more money to ensure that you can establish that brand, because again, you're rolling the dice in the beginning. Even though you're doing product research and trying to do your due diligence, you're still rolling the dice on every product. And unfortunately, it's going to take more money. If one product flops, you have to start the whole process again. And that costs thousands of dollars in itself. And you have to just do that over and over and over until you get a winning product that finally starts selling. So I think for me, a really, really terrible con is it's very capital heavy when it comes to e-commerce. So all in all, what are my total thoughts considering the pros and cons of e-commerce? I am going to have to rate e-commerce at a B tier. Okay. I think e-commerce, just because of the fact that you don't have to like break your back and work 8 bajillion hours like you do in an SMMA, in a marketing agency. E-commerce, obviously it takes a little bit of work up front, but after you can get it established, if you can get it established, it does land up becoming semi-passive, and you can just begin to grow and grow and grow. So, not the worst ever, not the best ever, but decent, especially if you are somebody who has a bunch of capital and you're like, I'm willing to roll the dice and invest my capital into an e-commerce brand. All right, so let's go on to the next side hustle. Next side hustle we're going to talk about is affiliate marketing. What is affiliate marketing? Affiliate marketing is essentially when somebody has a product or a service and you become an affiliate of theirs, and basically you become a salesperson for them. And if you sell their product or service through your network, through your website, through your link, they will pay you a commission off of whatever you sell their product or service for. And there's a lot of buzz around this right now on the internet, like affiliate marketing, like it's free money and this and that. But let's get into both the pros and cons of affiliate marketing. And I think my rating on this one's going to surprise you. Okay, so what are the pros of affiliate marketing? Well, pro number one, I think is obvious, is there is, in theory, a potential to make some quote unquote passive or semi-passive income. Let's say that you become an affiliate of a person, a product or service that everybody buys all the time, no matter what. And they're going to buy it, whether they buy it from you or from that guy or this gal or whatever, they're going to buy this product or service no matter what. And if you just become an affiliate and put the link there and they're like, oh, I can buy it here too. That could happen in theory. And if that theory were correct 100% of the time, which it's not, you could potentially make some passive income or semi-passive income. So that could be considered a potential pro when it comes to affiliate marketing. Also, I think this is a very obvious pro for affiliate marketing. Obvious pro number two is you don't have to make the product or service yourself. And a lot of times, if you're not making the product or service, you also don't have to fulfill the product or service. So let's say it's like a course that you're selling, or maybe it's a software, right? And you're like, yo, get the link and you can get a free trial of their software. And then after that, when you start paying every single month, they'll kick me back my fee. You're not the one who has to build the software, right? So a very cool pro of affiliate marketing is it really just is, I am selling this product or service for this business and the rest is on them. And when I sell, if I sell, I'll make a commission and then the rest is up to you guys. That's a pretty cool pro if you ask me. But guys, let's talk about the cons. And unfortunately, there are way more cons with affiliate marketing than there are pros. Con number one, and I call this a con because in my opinion, affiliate marketing is a con, okay? It's just you're being conned. Con number one for affiliate marketing, okay? There are small profit percentages, okay? Let's say you're selling a $100 software service, okay? Many times the affiliate commission that you make off of making a sale, if you can make a sale, is very, very minimal. The highest I've ever seen is a 50% commission. Those are so rare. Like, they're so few and far and in between. It's crazy. Like if it's $100 software, every sale you make is like $50. But again, like I said, that's the best case scenario. Most cases you're making like 10%, 20%. So if you make a sale, you might make $10 here, $20 here off of a $100 product. And I don't know about you, but to make real money, like life-changing money, you have to sell thousands and thousands and thousands of these just to make a little bit of money. And so the profit margins are just super small. It's frustrating. Con number two, I just said it. You have to sell way too many. You have to sell thousands of these products or services just to make a little bit of money. That's hard to do, man. Like, think about it. Like, I could sell 10,000 $100 things and make 10% off of them every single month. Serious? Like, that's what it's going to take to make life-changing money. Like, do you know how hard it is to sell 10,000 of something, right? Just to make a little bit of profit. So number one, small profit margins. Number two, you have to sell thousands of them just to make any money because those margins are so small. Number three, okay, this one's really, it's one of the worst cons, okay? When you're an affiliate marketer, you are building someone else's business, not your own. Right? Like this is the problem with like MLM, and this is the problem with multi-level marketing. Like, oh, whenever you do this, you're your own business owner. And this, no, you're not. You're literally just selling their products for them. And if their business goes out of business, so does yours, because you are not building your business, you're building their business. Okay. And so that's a humongous con when it comes to the con of affiliate marketing. Another con is, I keep alluding to the next cons because there's so many cons here. If the person's business shuts down, your business shuts down as well, because again, you're building someone else's business. And then one of the last cons, even though there's 1,000 more, okay, unfortunately, when it comes to affiliate marketing, there are lots of scams out there. There are a lot of people just trying to get you to sign up underneath them, right? A lot of MLM, multi-level marketing pyramid schemes. Sign up under me, and then they'll sign up under you, and then you'll be rich in no time. Like, there's so many cons out there, like scams, cons, when it comes to affiliate marketing. And the crazy part is that, especially with like pyramid schemes or MLM, a lot of times the person who's making any money, they're not actually selling the stuff. They're just getting more and more and more people to sign up underneath them. I can't tell you how many times people have presented me with like a multi-level marketing opportunity. And really what it is like, so how does this thing work? Oh, I don't know. Talk to my coach. And like, okay, cool. Hey, how does this work? I don't know. But if you sign up, you can be rich. I'm telling you, talk to my coach. I'm like, what? All you got to do is get people to sign up under you. It's amazing. I was like, okay, whatever. So guys, with all of this being said, there's not a lot of pros, in my opinion. There's not a lot of pros. There's a bajillion cons. Unfortunately, guys, I'm going to have to rank affiliate marketing here as an E tier. This is like the worst, I think one of the worst opportunities to make money online in 2025. Do yourself a favor. Don't get into affiliate marketing. It's an absolute scam and a sham and a con, and 2 thumbs down. I'm not a fan of affiliate marketing. Let's get on to the next one. All right, guys, I've saved the best for last. Like I told you, I've actually personally done all of these side hustles myself. This side hustle is by far the best opportunity. It's the easiest one to start. The pros outweigh the cons. I don't even know of any cons, honestly. We're going to talk about it though. And this side hustle, my friend, is called digital products. Okay. Digital products. What are digital products? Digital products are educational resources. You may or may not hear me talk about this all the time. I just love digital products so much because they are so simple and anyone can do them. Like anyone can create their own digital products and start selling them in literally a matter of days, if not hours, if you really jump in and take action. Like you could have a digital product up in less than 24 hours, making money even while you sleep. I love digital products. I teach my students about digital products. So let's talk about it. The pros and the cons of digital products. Number one, digital products. When I talk about passive income, digital products, in my opinion, are one of the strongest ways to create passive income for yourself. Now, remember, like I said, with e-commerce, there was some semi-passive because you still had to like reorder. You still had to keep it stocked. You still have to email everybody. You have to reach out to the manufacturers. With digital products, it is mostly passive income after you build it because you do the work one time in the matter of like, you have to build the actual course or build the ebook or whatever it is. You do the work one time and then you put it out there and it has the potential to pay you over and over and over again. Like this is insane. And imagine if like, and that's just, think about it like this. If you sold one $500 course, if you sold one $500 digital product just every other day, like not even every day, just every other day, if you sold one $500 digital product every other day, that would be an extra $7,500 per month with one digital product. But imagine if you had 2 digital products or 5 digital products or 10 digital products. Like you can really begin to start stacking up the amazing potential passive income in a very short amount of time. Okay. So pro number 2, There is like little to no startup cost. Like anyone can start and build a digital product with either a phone or a laptop. Chances are you're either watching this on your phone or you're watching this on your laptop. You already have what you need to get started. You can take the knowledge, the experience, the expertise that you already have, and you can use your phone or laptop. With e-commerce, like I said, it's a very capital heavy, intense business, even though it's decent. But if you don't have like bajillions of dollars to get started, like with e-commerce, you need warehouses. You need people to ship your stuff, right? Social media marketing agency. Like I told you, eventually you're going to need a staff member sooner than later to make sure that, it doesn't all get wobbly. Affiliate marketing, oh my gosh, it's just terrible. With digital products, literally there's like little to no overhead cost. All you're basically doing is creating educational resources, people who are looking for the specific knowledge, experience, expertise you already have. Okay. You create these things with your phone or your laptop. There's no overhead. There's no warehouse. There's no talking to somebody over in, overseas. There's no waiting for the boat to come by. It is absolutely fantastic. It is so low entry point as far as capital wise to get started. Third pro. You don't need a big staff. Like I was just starting to talk about, okay? You don't need, 47 people to have a digital product business. You literally need you, yourself, and you to get started. Like you can hold your phone up. You can prop your phone up. You can buy a $20, tripod from, the store and maybe a $15 ring light. And there you have a set where you can literally start creating courses. You can literally take your phone and hit record on the audio app and create an audio training. And then you have an audio training. That is a digital product you can sell. You can literally take that audio training, upload it into ChatGPT and say, turn this into an ebook for me. And then ChatGPT will turn it into an ebook. Now you've got an ebook. Like it is so simple to start a digital product business with low overhead costs, like no staff. It is incredible. You can stack these different digital products to become income producing assets. Guys, another pro, like I just said, it can all be done from your phone or your laptop. I just talked about that one. Another pro, each digital product can literally produce thousands and thousands every single month. Like I already talked about, like, you know what I'm saying? One digital product, maybe you could make $7,500 a month. 2 digital products, maybe that could be $15,000 a month, right? 10 digital products a month. You could do $70,000 a month. I have a number of students. In fact, my student Makoa, he just made $32,000 in 1 month with his digital products. My student Charles, he just made $15,000 in 2 weeks with his digital products. My student Tim, he made $38,500 in 2 weeks with his digital products. And I have a ton of other students who are crushing it with digital products. And then I think the biggest pro of digital products is anyone can do it. If you have knowledge, experience, expertise, or just straight up interest/passion around a specific subject, chances are if you Google that thing that you're like, well, I only do this. Like maybe you're just like, I'm just a homeschool mom, or I'm just a car salesman, or you could say like, I'm just a barista or whatever. Like all those things that you're like, I'm just this, I only do that. It's just that. Google that thing right now. And I'm telling you this right now, there's probably millions and millions and millions of people looking for information on the thing that you just do. Oh, I'm just a carpenter who is pretty decent at building shelves. Buh. Like, do you know how many people right now, millions, are searching for like, how do I build my own shelf? Like there's millions of them. Anyone can create digital products. It's absolutely fantastic. Let's talk about the cons. Okay. What are the cons? I think one con, and this is, this can definitely happen. This happens quite often. Okay. One of the cons of digital products is you could end up scaling so fast and making like way too much money faster than you ever thought was possible. It could be mind blowing. It could really bend your mind. Like, wait a sec. Again, like my student Jeremy. Okay, my student Jeremy, he learned the digital product system, and he launched. And in his first launch, he made $18,000. Like, think about it. Like, if you're used to trading your time for dollars, going and clocking in at the 9 to 5, how long is it going to take you to make $18,000? Like maybe if you have a high paying job, a multiple 6-figure a year job, it would take you a month to make $18,000. And Jeremy, just a random dude who's amazing, he learned the system, he made $18,000 like in a week. Like when I say like one of the cons is it can happen very fast, it's only a con because it's just your mind sometimes doesn't know how to handle it. Like this happened so fast. Oh my gosh. Con number 2, it can happen so fast for you that you will probably land up quitting your job. And there's a lot of people who like to work jobs. I mean, if you consider this a con, it could be a con for you, but honestly, like you can make so much money so fast with digital products. A con for you could be like, I'm quitting my job and I actually enjoy working and I have to give myself full time to digital products because it's making me so much money so fast. So I don't know if you could call those cons or not, but those are really the only cons I could think of when it comes to digital products. So considering the pros and cons of digital products, guys, I'm telling you this right now, I am going to rate digital products as an S tier on the tier list because in my opinion, after trying all the side hustles out there, doing decent with some, pretty bad with others, I'm so thankful that I now am going all in on the S tier digital product side hustle for 2025 and beyond. Guys, thank you so much. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this content here. And here's the cool part, okay? I have an upcoming live 5-day virtual training where if you're like, digital products sound amazing to me, I'd love to get some more information. I'm going to show you step by step everything you need to know on how to start, how to launch, how to create, how to sell your own digital products so that you can finally start living the life that you desire and deserve. And it's all coming up. Click the link down below. Join me for that live 5-day training. It's going to be mind-blowing. I'll show you the game, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Get ready for this next training right here. Here, there, wherever it's at here on the screen. Get ready for the next training. Subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to see more content like this from me, and we'll see you in the next training.